Did you know that every year 100 people are killed by koala bears? Did you know that?
Nope.
No, that's pretty crazy. It's so crazy, it's not true. I just made it up. Guess what we're talking about?
Taiwan.
We're talking about today.
I'm thinking about the gumballs.
Gumballs. Yeah, because you like gum, but I don't like gum, so we're not talking about gum. Nothing to say about gum anyway. Today we're talking about something very serious. We're talking about nuclear war. Learning stuff.
Rizky.
What can you tell me about nuclear war?
Well, there's always going to be a signal, like the colors will be switched every single time.
I see. That's the early warning. So we can prepare for the nuclear strike. Right. It's the same as COVID. We also had the color system.
After the red is black.
After the red is black? I don't think so.
Like,
I don't think there's anything after red. No, red is like totally emergency, like go crazy kind of thing. Red. I mean, red is like the ultimate do something color. Black is the there's no hope color. You see my point? There's no point. So
black is the no hope one.
It's the no hope one. So why would you want to post to someone that they have no hope? It hits the ground, and then the radioactivity will go into the dust and spread in the air and be carried by the wind. And then what happens?
And then once the fumes hits,
It's not fumes because it's not a gas. It's particles.
Once the particles intrude into your lungs, the body starts to fail and eventually will fall to the ground.
Your body.
Yeah.
Well, yes, your organs will begin to fail if you have a critical amount of radioactivity in your body. It's very terrible. So, after the bomb hits, what's going to happen then? Okay, so the radiation is spread. Then what happens?
The sun will be blocked by the radiation clouds that have affected the clouds. And also there will be a period of snow time for about, I can't even count for fingers.
You can actually. Oh, you can't unless you use your toes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, count.
These are 5 and 5. 20 years.
About 20 years, there will be what's called the nuclear winter.
Nuclear winter.
Yes.
No some crops will not be able to be grown.
Yeah, why not?
Because sunlight won't be able to hit the ground.
But also the ground is
Compact. Contaminated.
That's right.
And also there's no fertilizer, no water, and no food supplies.
And what would happen to humans during this period of the nuclear winter?
Well, also many will be injured.
Injured.
Like glass will hit their faces, onto their chest or hand.
Now be careful. This is what's going to happen during the first strike when the first bomb hits. Then a lot of terrible things are going to happen because there's going to be the fireball. And anything within that fireball is going to be totally poofed. You know what I mean? And then beyond the fireball, there's going to be the incredible winds.
Well,
and that'll smash the glass and stuff like that.
Well, there could be some survival places you might be able. Maybe try to put like hard things over your body so you won't get damaged a lot, or maybe go into homes and block the windows.
Well, I mean, these are things that people would naturally do, but it would depend on how close you are to the blast, whether or not that helps you or not.
Well, I guess for me, I just hide in a box.
You hide behind the books?
I'll hide in a box.
Hide in a box?
Yeah.
What kind of box? Not gonna help.
Oh yeah, because of glass.
Because of a lot of reasons, yeah.
So the first thing you should do is
Get away from the window.
get away from the windows or board them up and try to hide them on mattresses.
Yes. Once again, this is not really the main thing. I mean, they estimate from the first strikes that, several 100 million people will die.
Yeah.
But billions of people will die afterwards.
Yeah.
From?
And from the buildings getting destroyed.
No, from starvation.
Yeah, from starvation and also collapse of buildings.
And from the fallout.
Yeah, the fallout, all buildings will get destroyed.
Yeah, but you know what fallout is, right?
Yeah.
It's not falling buildings, right? What's
I know.
fallout?
I'm just saying that
Oh, yeah.
buildings will...
Yeah. But once again, I'm just saying that that's going to happen just in the...
Oh, now that's uncalled.
Sorry.
It's going to happen in the very first part of this, when the strikes first happen. There's going to be that kind of devastation. Buildings will be destroyed, people will be vaporized, and all that. Okay, the next stage is going to be where the fallout begins to spread. And then after that will be the stage of the immediate starvation because the lack of things to eat anymore. Okay, and everything going crazy and society basically shutting down. And then the next stage after that will be the nuclear winter. And the far more serious starvation that comes from nothing growing in the soil anymore, and like that. Right. What should you do here? There's a nuclear missile coming to the city you're in. What should you do?
You should try to get out of the city. You should try to get out of the city first. And get far out.
Yeah.
If you're not able to get out of the place fast enough, well, maybe try to hide in places, or maybe try to go into underground bunkers.
Bunkers. Well, I mean, people who have underground bunkers will have a better chance of surviving for a certain period of time. That's true. For you getting out of the city, nuclear missiles can travel very fast, so you might not have time.
Or you could try to go on airports or planes to try to get past. But time is ticking very fast. In about like a week or two, or like a few days.
The missile's coming right now.
The missile's coming right now.
Yeah.
You should try to block all the windows and everything that will shatter.
Probably that's going to be your best hope. Although if the bomb hits the center of the city you're in, you may not have a chance.
You may not have a chance.
But you got to do what you got to do what you can, right?
Yeah.
Now, why are we talking about all this nuclear war? Why are we talking about this right now?
Because Russia and the United States or another country, Russia is trying to get more land from the biggest part, and so if the USA brings out like many soldiers to the battlefield, Russia will start bringing out nuclear bombs to destroy them.
Sort of correct, not too bad. There's a guy named Putin. Who is Putin?
Putin is a president
Of
the United States.
Russia.
Russia, from Russia.
Right. Now, the thing is, we're never going to see American troops facing Russian troops because that would immediately trigger a nuclear war. But the danger is that if Russia begins to lose the war, they may use a small, what's called a tactical nuclear device in order to, begin to win the conventional war. And that could trigger a larger scale nuclear war. It's something called a chain reaction. Do you know what a chain reaction is?
Chain reaction is chain reaction means a giant explosion or two things colliding to each other and explode in the process or gets destroyed. What are you trying to say?
I'm saying that one thing links to another thing.
Yeah.
Like a chain reaction explosion means one explosion leads to another explosion. When we're talking about the war, okay, if you launch one small tactical nuclear device, that could lead to a response, which could lead to a greater response, which could lead to a greater response, and suddenly you've blown up the world. And that's no good. That sucks for everybody.
I mean, why is everybody fighting? There should be all peace.
You know, the idea of trying to take land by force is just really nasty. And it could all put us back to the Middle Ages, because that would be the result of a nuclear war, is that some people would survive, but in such small numbers that we would live similarly to how we lived within Western civilization 1,000 years ago, the medieval period. That's